Hello, folks. I'm back. It's time for a non-VR live stream this evening. So, trying something a little bit different. Flying the FENIX A320 with an EasyJet livery or livery, depending on your pronunciation. We have done a bit of an overhaul of the cockpit. I might attempt to try and show you this a little bit more clearly later, but yeah, we've got a load of wing products. We've got the McDo, we've got the FCU with the left and right ethos. I've got a small portable monitor broken out to do main instrument display. No, sorry, not the main instrument display. The primary flight display and the multifunctional display. Just trying something totally different today. We're doing a nice kind of relatively short to medium length flight from Birmingham, the new Birmingham that's just come out. Fantastic scenery. And we're flying to Ibiza, or Ibiza if you're, again, depending on your pronunciation. So very different this evening. I'm hoping that it's going to enable me to be a little bit more interactive with folks. But yeah, it's been a while. May talk about why it's been best part of the year since I've really sort of meaningfully uploaded any content. So, but we'll come back to that. Let's start getting the FENIX A320 set up. Get some ground power on. Battery 1 and battery 2. Crew supply on. Ground control for the voice recorder. Check that's working. It is. Let's get the nav lights on so people on the ground know that we're in here. Nav 1, Nav 2, Nav 3 coming on, and we will arm the emergency lights. You probably can't see it that clearly, but one of the great things about the FENIX is that you can actually use a physical separate tablet to do all of the electronic flight bag stuff. So that's great, and you can actually use it. Let's just make sure that. Just make sure GSX is running before we start loading it. It's not. GSX has been a bit better recently, but it's still just a little bit inconsistent. Tricky, of course, when things on the flight simulator are changing constantly. So, IRS align in a smidge over 7 minutes. Okay, it's looking like... Yep, GSX is up and running, so we can load the aircraft. And the sound for GSX is coming out of the wrong place, so let's just... I suspect this will restart GSX, but... Audio. Let's get that out. Let's try that. Yeah, it does. It restarts it. Don't know why. Don't know why it's got to restart it for just to change the audio settings, but you do. There we go. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, load aircraft, GSX boarding and refueling.
Refueling truck is on its way.
There we go, that's better.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
So, Sharklet A320 with the CFM engines this evening.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
I've got to be honest, using physical gear as opposed to clicking around on the mouse is huge improvement. Try and show you what I'm doing here. If I come down to the McDo inside there, you'll be able to see that as I'm clicking buttons on the wing device, it's just picking it up. It's absolutely fantastic. So we are easy 1-4 Delta this evening.
Fuel truck is in position.
Hope if I put that in the right place.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Cost index of 9. Let's double check that. Okay, we're cruising at flight level 350 this evening. Get the wind data.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
You can hear the fuel coming in. Catering service, of course. Hungry passengers to feed. We're using Beyond ATC this evening, so you can see some other aircraft that it's populated there. Got the settings a little bit lower than I normally do, just in as much that it's going to drive me absolutely balmy if it's making noise constantly the whole way through the flight while I'm trying to talk. Okay, you definitely won't be able to see it because it's off camera here, but I've actually got a radio stack here as well, so I can tune in, for example, the ATIS. So Birmingham ATIS 136.03.
Wind 200 at tree, ceiling and visibility okay. Temperature 25, dew point 10, QNH 1025, landing and departing runway tree, transition level 060, bird activity in vicinity of airport. Advise on initial contact you have information X-ray.
Information X-ray this evening.
Birmingham Airport information X-ray 1843 Zulu, wind 200 at tree, ceiling and visibility okay. Temperature 25, dew point 10, QNH 1025, landing and departing runway tree, transition level 060, bird activity in vicinity of airport. Advise on initial contact you have information X-ray.
Okay, delivery 121.93.
Birmingham Airport information X-ray 1843 Zulu, wind 200 at tree, ceiling and visibility.
Okay, let's have a look at our flight this evening. So we are AdMex 1 Mike departure. Ooh, wowzers, that's a 360-degree turn, so I think we'll limit the speed for that. Birmingham delivery, easy 14 Delta with information X-ray, request IFR clearance to Ibiza.
Easy 1 for Delta, Birmingham delivery, thanks for X-ray, expect runway tree, AdMex 1, Mike departure, squawk 0604.
Cleared to Ibiza, expect runway 33, AdMex 1 Mike departure, squawk 0604, easy 14 Delta.
Easy 1 for Delta, read back correct. Contact ground 121.805 when ready for push or start.
Ground on 121.805 when ready for push and start, easy 14 Delta. We get the tower in as well, 118305. Grand, right, so we have got our wind data in. We go to our flight plan. Our departure is runway 33, and it's the AdMex 1 Mike departure. Insert that. Nice. Okay, and I think given how aggressive a turn that is, we'll put some slower constraints in than that. So I think we'll have a constraint of speed 200 there. We'll insert that.
All aircraft be advised, information
constraints
Yankee
on.
now current QNH 1025.
QNH in while we think of it, 1025. Okay, so
requested.
that looks a little bit more sensible, I think. Just have a check of our route. Recorder is what takes us to our star for Ibiza. Cool, okay, that's looking good. We've got fuel is all done, so we can get the seatbelt signs on.
Passenger's bus is coming.
And get a squawk in before I forget it. So, squawk 0604 and on. Okay. Just got the passengers to board and cargo to board as well. Not at all sure where that bus thinks it's going. Yeah, okay, that's I mean, it looks like it's going to make it in the end. That's an interesting route it's chosen to take.
Passengers boarding started.
And here come our passengers. Okay, so we've got passengers boarding, we've got the luggage coming on board. It's about 2.5 hours block time this evening. Let me just check IRS coordinates. We stand, I think it was 1-4, it was... So stand 1-4, 52 degrees 27 minutes north and 44 degrees 1 minute west. That is correct. Good for the GPS as well. Alright, copy our primary flight plan into our secondary flight plan. Give ourselves a runway line to track. So EGBB 33. And that is 339 degrees radial. Okay, so we've got a runway line in case we need to do an aborted takeoff. You can actually see again. I need to get more cameras because you can't really see it very well, but I can actually see on the tablet that I've got just here. I can see the amount of passengers that boarded. I can see how much fuel is loaded. I can see how much of the cargo is loaded. It's great. I can send the information to the McDo, so I don't have to faff around going backwards and forwards in the menu. Just a nice time saver. I can do all of my takeoff calculations from here. It's really nice. So actually, really other than the overhead panel, which I would like to do something about, but don't really have a very good answer for at the moment. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. So, we're going up to 6,000 feet. That's also our transition altitude. We're pretty well set up. As always, folks, it's alcohol-fueled flight this evening. A nice... don't actually have the can to show you, but it's Inch's cider. It's a British-made cider. I believe their office and factory's down in Walthamstow in London. I'm from the West Country. I'm from Somerset in the UK, so anyone who's British will know it's very well known for its cider. So, of course, it's almost like keeping with tradition.
Passenger's bus is coming.
Okay, so we've got all the luggage, all of the cargo on board. Nice little... I've not seen that before with GSX. Maybe it's a feature of the FENIX aircraft. I've typically flown the 737s, but that nice cordoned off line to stop passengers getting too close to the wing and the engine, that's a nice... It's a nice touch. It's nice to see. Here comes the passenger bus. Oh, hello. Passenger bus has driven straight through the plane. It's outrageous. We're going to get some nice views, I think, as we come out of Birmingham this evening. The sun's just starting to set. We've got nice clear sky. The winds are pretty calm. What were the winds? 200 at 3 knots. Not really very much of a problem. Okay, let's get the APU going. Ask to switch on, and 3 seconds before starting the APU. And we'll do the fire warning test.
Bravo Golf at ramp 15. Request pushback and engine start.
Greenstone for 9 Bravo Golf, Birmingham ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face northwest.
Pushback and engine
APU
start
check
approved.
and
Face
the cargo
northwest.
check.
Greenstone 49 Bravo Golf.
It's all looking good. The APU's coming up. The EGT should spike and then start to drop back down. Nearly got all of our passengers. Okay, APU is available. Get bleed air on. And our packs should start to kick in. Here goes pack 1. We're going to do a pack on departure, nice long runway at Birmingham, so no reason not to do that this evening. Okay, we got both our packs.
Greenstone 49 Bravo Golf, ready to taxi to the active.
Alpine 65 Kilo uniform, ramp 42 left taxi via Bravo Alpha Delta Whiskey.
Ram 42 left via Bravo Alpha Delta Whiskey Alpine 65 Kilo uniform.
Okay, that's the last of our passengers.
Runway 33 taxi via Whiskey Delta Echo, Greenstone 49 Bravo Golf.
Okay, boarding complete. Let's get all our weight data over to the McDo. Beautiful, and we will do, in fact I'll do it on here so that you can see it. Departure performance, sync the load, the final load sheet. It's not actually loaded the flight. Okay, sync
Greenstone
weather,
49 Bravo Golf, contact
calculate.
Birmingham Tower 118.305.
Over to Tower 118.305, Greenstone 49 Bravo Golf.
Okay. So we'll just leave that for chart so that you can... Oh, what's happened there? That's better. Oh, very odd. Our chart got misaligned. So, oops. I'll fiddle with that. Right, so... Performance. Let's get that sent to the McDo. So, flaps 1... V1 149 knots, rotation at 149 knots, and V2 at 149 knots. That's pretty straightforward for this evening. Let's get ready for pushback. Getting rid of the GPU. Power coming from the APU now. It's one of the pushback tugs that actually lifts the plane. It's fascinating, they've actually got like a remote control ones of these as well they're developing and starting to pilot in airports, so it's like a pushback drone. The chap who operates it kind of walks alongside it rather than actually sitting in the vehicle and driving it. It's very cool. Okay. Birmingham ground, easy 14 Delta, stand 14, request push and start.
Easy 1 for Delta, Birmingham ground, pushback approved, face northwest.
Push approved, face northwest, easy 14 Delta. Chocks off, face northwest. Not sure about that instruction, but we'll go nose right. How about that? That will probably make some sense.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines are clear. Start at will.
You're technically supposed to wait until your engines are behind that thick white line at the back of your stand before you actually start them. And as per the new Airbus standard operating procedure, we will start engine 1. The old procedure used to be engine 1 if you were doing a 1-engine taxi. Engine 2 if you were doing a 2-engine taxi. Got very confusing for people on the ground. So and that procedure, by the way, there's like 3 hydraulic lines. Engine 1 powers 2 of them, I think, and engine 2 powers the other one. The whole like risk assessment that needed to be done in terms of in particular making sure you had enough pressure for braking, etc. But the whole ground crew being unsure which engine was going to be started was a little bit problematic. So there's engine 1 available, so starting engine 2. I don't think we switched the beacon on, which is a little naughty, but we also didn't switch the fuel pumps on, so let's get those on. And we can get the landing lights out of the retract position. So, engine start is good.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking the nose gear.
We're not gonna need the APU.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Eurowings 3 Whiskey ramp 55 right taxi via Bravo Alpha Delta Victor.
Ramp 55 right via Bravo Alpha Delta Victor Eurowings 3 Whiskey.
Not sure why I've got that problem.
Ryanair 3 Golf Foxtrot, ramp 503 left, request pushback.
Ryanair 3 Golf Foxtrot, Birmingham ground, pushback and engine start approved, face southeast.
Pushback and
Do
engine
a
start
quick
approved,
Google of
face
that
southeast.
problem.
Ryanair 3 Golf Foxtrot.
Hmm.
Top Swiss 1501, ramp 42 right taxi via Bravo, Alpha, Delta, Whiskey. Ramp 42
I have genuinely never seen that before.
Top Swiss 1501.
Ryanair 3 Golf Foxtrot, request taxi.
Ryanair 3 Golf Foxtrot, runway 33 taxi via Elmdon, Foxtrot, Charlie, Echo.
Right.
Short,
I think what we'll do is get the APU back on.
Runway 33 taxi via Elmdon, Foxtrot, Charlie, Echo. Hold short, runway 33, Ryanair 3 Golf Foxtrot.
Whilst we work out what to do with that. No, I don't think that's giving me the answer.
Ryanair 3 Golf Foxtrot, cross runway 33 at Charlie. Continue taxi via Foxtrot, Charlie, Echo.
Cross runway 33 at Charlie. Continue taxi via Foxtrot, Charlie, Echo, Ryanair 3 Golf Foxtrot.
So let's go do, might be maintenance.
Ryanair 3 Golf Foxtrot, contact Birmingham Tower 118.305.
Contact Tower 118.305, Ryanair 3 Golf Foxtrot. Bye-bye.
This might be a case, I'm afraid, of restarting the FENIX app, because I find when I get these odd, nefarious errors, close the FENIX app. Seen this with different errors. It's just and when you restart the FENIX app, it seems to sort it out. Sure, there's a proper procedure to do it, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, so we're kind of gonna have to do some of that stuff again. suffice it to say, this is going to be the somewhat compressed version. Oh, good. The problem's still right. I don't think we've got any choice but to restart this. Oh, how frustrating. Definitely one of the things I prefer about the PMDG 777 lineup is it, you know, native integration with the app. You don't need this external server running that now won't start or close. I think there's a good chance something's gone wrong with that. Right. End task. You disappear. Right. Let's try this again. What does Beyond ATC think is going on? It still thinks we're pushing back. Okay. You see, that's not right. Why is none of the cockpit come on? We may actually have to reboot the whole PC. That's a little bit frustrating. That's not right at all. Right, let's do it sooner rather than later. It's not the first time I've had to do that with the FENIX. I thank God Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 doesn't take the 13 years that 2020 used to take to start up. Whilst it's a little bit aggravating, every time you fly these planes, I mean, you learn something. I mean, I'll be Googling whatever that problem was later. I'm just not going to sit here and bore you all on the stream whilst I try and work out what to do. We'll be back in soon enough. You see how many apps I have to start to make this thing work. We'll do an instant load for the passengers and the fuel, so we won't have to do the whole thing again. But that, I'm afraid, folks, is a little bit of flight simulators. When they work, they are things of beauty. When they don't, they are very frustrating. But hey ho, we are going to persevere. Spad Next is a brilliant little program. If you don't have it, very highly recommended. One of the odd things it seems to do is dim all of the displays on there, so you have to go in and do this each time. Again, I'll probably come up with a permanent fix for it, but it's easier just to come in and do this. I've got SimBrief over on the iPad, so we can edit our flight, update the time, leave everything else the same. Okay, that's a flight done. straight back to stand 14. Okay, get beyond ATC start. You see how many third-party apps I'm using now? It's gone mad. Okay, let's get this
Beyond
bird
ATC
powered up.
connected.
That's looking better. That's better. Cruise supply on. Ground control test. Yep. 1, 2, 3 on the IRS. Nav on 1. Get the landing lights down and we'll get the beacon straight on. We will load the aircraft, but we're going to do it instantly. Okay. Let's get GSX started up because it won't have started on its own. To be fair, it's not the only culprit. I find every app has to be started manually now. So easy. 1 for Delta. Cost index 9. Cruising at flight level 370. Get the ATIS off of these charts. In fact, I won't get the ATIS off of these charts. I'll get it off of Beyond ATC just very quickly. Okay, that's working. Okay, good. How long to align the IRS? 7 minutes. 7 minutes and we should be going. Right, let's get GSX to attach the tug now. Right, ATIS 136030 136.03.
Hello,
wind 200 at tree. Ceiling and visibility okay, temperature 24, dew point 11, QNH 1025, landing and departing runway tree. Transition level 060. Advise on initial contact you have information X-ray. Birmingham Airport information X-ray, 19 tree 8 Zulu, wind 200 at tree. Ceiling and visibility okay, temperature 24, dew point 11, QNH 1025, landing and departing runway tree. Transition level 060. Advise on initial contact you have information X-ray.
Locking gear.
Birmingham Airport information X-ray, 19 tree 8 Zulu.
Birmingham delivery, Easy 14 Delta with information X-ray. Request IFR clearance to Ibiza.
Easy 14 Delta, Birmingham delivery, information X-ray correct. Expect runway tree at MEX 1 Mike departure. Squawk 2216.
Expect runway 33, ADMEX 1 Mike departure, squawk 2216, Easy 14 Delta.
Easy 14 Delta, read back correct. Contact ground 121.805 when ready for push or start.
Ground on 121.805 when ready for push and start, Easy 14 Delta. Okay, nearly there. IRS will be aligned in 5 minutes. Just getting the tower frequency dialed in and ready. 118.305. Okay, flight plan, departure, runway 33, ADMEX 1 Mike departure. Let's get the APU started. Do our departure calculation. So we've got that going to be flaps 1, V1 and rotate both 148, V2 149, transition altitude 6,000 feet. Weights are in. Performance data is in. Okay, ground power's off. We'll get rid of the chocks. And the GPU card. One minute to go. There we go. Job's a good one. Let's put that constraint in before I forget about it. BB21. Interesting. It's actually got that constraint. BB. Okay. Honestly, these simulators do very odd things from time to time. Birmingham ground, easy 1-4 Delta at stand 1-4, request push and start.
Easy 1 for Delta, Birmingham ground, pushback approved. Face northwest.
Push approved, face northwest, easy 1-4 Delta.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Engine 1 starting. I will have no oil overheat this time, thank you very much. Won't have any errors that I don't know how to fix. Okay, N2 is coming up, N1 is coming up. Starting engine 2.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
That's a bit healthier. Oh, excuse me. Hay fever. That's looking much healthier, isn't it, folks?
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Let's get those flaps in, ready for takeoff.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
And trim ready for takeoff. Didn't mean to.
Swiss 28 Golf Victor, ramp for 2 right, request pushback.
I think we are good to go.
Swiss 28 Golf Victor, Birmingham ground. Hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position, Top Swiss 28 Golf Victor.
Birmingham ground, easy 14 Delta, request taxi to the active.
Easy 14 Delta, runway 33 taxi via Whiskey, Delta Echo.
Runway 33 via Whiskey, Delta Echo, easy 14 Delta.
Tomjet 5 Golf Alpha, ramp 71 taxi via Bravo, Alpha Delta Victor.
Ramp 71 via Bravo, Alpha Delta Victor, Tomjet 5 Golf Alpha.
What was our squawk? I didn't put that in. 2216. 2216. On. Whiskey Delta Echo.
Top Swiss 28 Golf Victor, Birmingham ground, pushback approved. Face southwest.
Pushback and engine start approved, face southwest, Top Swiss 28 Golf Victor.
Easy 1 for Delta, contact Birmingham Tower 118, decimal 305. Have a good evening.
Birmingham Tower 118 decimal 305, easy 14 Delta. Good night. Good night. Goodbye? One of those. Birmingham Tower, easy 14 Delta, approaching runway 33, holding point Echo 1, ready for departure.
Easy 1 for Delta, Birmingham Tower, wind 200 at tree, runway tree, cleared for takeoff. Traffic 6 mile final, keep it rolling.
Runway 33, clear for takeoff. Traffic on short final, keep it rolling. Easy 14 Delta. Interesting. I've never heard that from Beyond ATC before.
Birmingham Tower, Chanex 3 Whiskey November, ILS runway tree.
Chanex 3 Whiskey November, Birmingham Tower, continue.
Roger, Chanex 3 Whiskey November.
Knots.
Top Swiss 28 Golf Victor,
Flotate.
Top Swiss 28 Golf Victor, hold short of tree.
Wilco, hold short of tree for traffic. Top Swiss 28 Golf Victor.
Ooh, hello.
Easy 14 Delta, contact Birmingham radar, 12.3.9
Birmingham radar 125.398. Easy 14 Delta. Pretty sure I got that wrong.
Negative, Birmingham radar on 123.908.
123.908. Easy 14 Delta. Birmingham radar, easy 14 Delta, Admex 1 Mike, 2,000 feet, climbing 6,000.
Easy 14 Delta, Birmingham radar identified, climb to flight level 180.
Climb flight level 180, easy 14 Delta. Help to take the gear up, wouldn't it? Okay, that's a bit better, isn't it, folks? We're accelerating to 250 knots. Standard barometric pressure. Get FSUIPC running so that the little bar at the top of the screen works so you can see how far we've got left to go. There we go. Lovely jubbly.
Birmingham radar, Top Swiss 28 Golf Victor, 900 feet.
Top Swiss 28 Golf Victor, Birmingham radar. Good evening, identified, climb to flight level 190.
Climb to flight level 190, Top Swiss 28 Golf Victor.
Beautiful. A sort of purple tinge in the sky. Very nice. Aircraft dropping in underneath us. See if we can see it. Right, let's tidy this up a bit. Landing lights can come off. Taxi lights off. Passenger signs can come off. No. Don't need the ground spoilers anymore. Nice. I think we'd get a handoff to London Control.
Easy 14 Delta, contact London Control 118.475, bye-bye.
London Control 118.475, Easy 14 Delta. Good night. London Control, Easy 14 Delta, flight level 163, climbing flight level 180.
Easy 14 Delta. Climb to flight level 370.
Climb flight level 370, Easy 14 Delta. Right, folks, I'm outside, which is not an acceptable position to be in, so I'm going to get myself a top up, and I will be back in literally 2 secs.
Roger, heading direct Ergum, then Rasumo.
Transavia 6962, London Control, expect Lamso Tree Romeo, runway 06.
Expect Lamso Tree Romeo, runway 06, Transavia 6962.
Player 12 Alpha, contact London Control 118.775.
Center on 118.775, player 12 Alpha.
Transavia 6962, Lamso Tree Romeo, runway 06. Report ready for descent.
Lamso Tree Romeo, runway 06, ready for descent, Transavia 6962.
Transavia 6962, descend to 2,000 feet, QNH 1027.
Descend to 2,000 feet, Transavia 6962.
hotter than the surface of the sun in here.
Good evening, flight level 230.
Oh,
Speedbird 444, London Control, identified.
very warm. Okay, transition from London to Paris is going to be at Sitet, so we can mark that.
Ryanair 6, Bravo Golf, contact London Control 118, decimal 775.
Center on 118.775, Ryanair 6, Bravo Golf.
Speedbird 5, Delta Papa, contact Breast Control 120, decimal 15.
Contact Breast Control 120 decimal 15, Speedbird 5 Delta, Papa bye-bye.
Okay, so we've just got a little blue circle if you look. Just zoom in so it's a bit clearer. Around
Shamrock
Sitet.
69, Yankee London Control.
This is where we're expecting
Expect
airspace to
Lima,
change.
Runway 28 left.
And a little trick with the fix
Back
info
Lima,
menu.
Runway 28 left, Shamrock 69, Yankee.
Swiss 37 Golf, contact Paris Control 126, decimal 475. Bye-bye.
Center on 126.475, Swiss 37 Golf, bye-bye.
It's gorgeous, look at it. It's the sun starting to come down.
Shamrock 69, Yankee contact London. Control 118, decimal 775. Have a good evening.
Center on 118.775, Shamrock 69, Yankee.
Magic Sun 12, Sierra Uniform. Contact Amsterdam Radar 119er, decimal 175.
Contact Amsterdam Radar 119 decimal 175, Magic Sun 12 Sierra Uniform, have a good evening. London Control, Top Swiss 28 Golf Victor, good evening, passing flight level 160 for flight level 190.
Top Swiss 2, 8 Golf Victor, London Control. Identified. Climb to flight level 390.
Climb to flight level 390, Top Swiss 28 Golf Victor.
Fiber Express 3717. Contact Breast Control 120, decimal 15. Have a good evening.
Center on 120 decimal 15, Iber Express 3717.
London Control, Easy 6560. Good evening, descending via Disset 1 Golf, flight level 192.
Easy 6560, London Control, radar contact. Easy 6560, descend to flight level 150.
Descend to flight level 150, Easy 6560.
Blue Island 391, London Control, expect or take 1 kilo, runway 08.
Expect AURTAT 1 kilo, runway 08, Blue Island 391.
There we go, that's a bit clearer for you folks. So that's where we're flying down today, starting in the Midlands of the UK, all the way down through France, and just skimming across the corner of Spain, then down to the island of Ibiza down here. So
London Control.
Paris Control, it'll be London, obviously we're on London Control, Paris Control, Barcelona Control I think, and then into Ibiza approach.
East Flight 9316, London Control, identified.
Quarter 1 Sierra and
East Flight 9316.
runway
Contact Manchester approach
06.
121, decimal tree 55.
So let's get
Contact Manchester approach 121, decimal tree 55, East Flight 9316.
London Control, Alpine 5 for Papa Charlie. Good evening through flight level 0.
which approach will it be?
Alpine 5 for Papa Charlie, London Control. Good evening, radar contact. Climb to flight level 230.
Climb to flight level 230, Alpine 5 for Papa Charlie.
Go with the X-ray approach for now. It's fine. ILS 6 X-ray. Quartus 1 Sierra. Yeah, with the Demev. Transition. So quarter. That's where our approach will start. Route round via Demev and then approach into 06. All our constraints on there. Appear to be able to make them all.
London Control, Eurowings 5, Bravo Golf, flight level 310.
Eurowings 5, Bravo Golf, London Control, radar contact. Blue Island 391, descend to 6,000 feet, QNH 1026.
So
Descend to 6,000 feet, QNH.
that is
1026,
gorgeous.
Blue
Come
Island
on.
391.
Easy 6560, descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1026.
Doesn't get much more beautiful than that.
4,000 feet, QNH 1026, easy 6560.
London Control, Eurowings 5 Alpha Whiskey, flight level 370.
You see there, look, we've got the
Eurowings 5
sunset
Alpha Whiskey,
there just behind the
London Control,
horizon, and
radar
then
contact.
moon over there.
Air Portugal 1369. Contact ground
Big,
control 120.15.
Big array of
Center on 120.15.
wind turbines there,
Bye-bye.
offshore wind turbines. Right, so as
Blue Island
we
391. Contact
come up
Jersey
onto
control
Sitet,
approach.
let's just do a quick fuel
125.
check.
Decimal 205.
6.7, yep, we look like we're on track for that.
205, Blue Island 391.
Fuel's tracking as we would expect it to.
Speedbird 444, London Control. Expect Red Fi 1 Alpha, runway 06.
Beautiful.
Expect Red 51 Alpha, runway 06, Speedbird 444.
Coming up on flight level 370. And we should just be about to get handed over to Paris Control.
City 998. Contact at operational information approach. 1 tree, 1 decimal, tree. 55.
Contact at CE, operational information approach 131.355, City 998.
Definitely prefer the darker version of that. So just where this line comes here, we'll get handed over to Paris Control.
Air France 76 Foxtrot Golf, London Control. Expect buybacks 9er Delta, runway 09er left.
Expect buybacks 9er Delta, runway 09er left, Air France 76 Foxtrot Golf.
So there's France just in front of us. We've almost made it across the channel.
Speedbird 444, descend to flight level 100.
Descend to flight level 100, Speedbird 444.
Another offshore wind farm in front of us. Now look.
Speedbird 444, contact Amsterdam radar 119er, decimal 175. Bye-bye.
Contact Amsterdam radar 119er, decimal 175, Speedbird 444.
London Control, Speedbird 956, flight level 370.
Speedbird 956, London Control, radar contact. Easy 1 for Delta, contact Paris Control, 119er, decimal 825, bye-bye.
Paris Control 119er, decimal 825, easy 14 Delta, good night.
Ryanair 55 Golf Tango, contact
Paris Control, easy 14 Delta, flight level 370, good evening.
Easy 14 Delta, Paris Control, radar contact.
Phil asks what MCP I'm using. If you're referring to this magnificent beast here, then it's all wing gear. So wing FCU in the middle. I've got the EFUS left and EFUS right. I've also got the wing McDo or MCDU, depending on how you want to pronounce that. But yeah, game changing, frankly, for simulation. It's been absolutely brilliant to use. It makes the flight both much more immersive but also much easier to do. You're not faffing around with your mouse and clicking. It's feeling something tactile is very nice indeed. We're coming out now over Francais. We're well into the cruise now of our flight. If you're just joining us this evening, we're flying Birmingham to Ibiza in the FENIX A320. It's the CFM engines with the Sharklets, no less. We are literally like slap bang on the I don't even know what that's called. What's it called where you transition from day to night or night to day on the Earth? It's not the horizon. The horizon is that thing on the edge. I feel like that's a question I should know the answer to, but I don't. Phil asks, do you not fly GA much anymore? I do, yes, I do still fly GA. I just haven't been on YouTube very much, Phil. So I definitely do still fly general aviation and will be doing so. And whilst I'm not flying in VR this evening, I do still have a variety of VR headsets. So we'll talk about why I've not been doing very much on YouTube in a second. But yeah, and in terms of the PFP, this is a little It's a little MSI portable display. That was handy in as much that it's very small and lightweight. I can perch it here on this extruded aluminium cockpit in front of me. But yeah, it's just a very small, I think 16-inch little portable display. Connects over HDMI. I've got it connected into the HDMI port of my motherboard as opposed to my graphics card, because that's connected into my capture card. But yeah, no, I'm very happy with how all that's it's nice because I can have this sort of external shot for you all to be able to see, and I can actually still monitor what's going on with the flight, right? I've got all of the autopilot controls in front of me. I've got the McDo, I've got the PFP. Terminator line, yes. Thank you. That's a cool name as well, isn't it? Terminator line. I should have known that. We'll get a few handoffs while we're in France. A bit like you transition from London control to Scottish control when you're in the UK, then Paris has sort of multiple handoffs within it as well.
Good evening. Paris Control, Air France 76, Foxtrot Golf. Descending via BBAX 9 Delta, flight level 272.
Air France 76 Foxtrot Golf, Paris Control, radar contact.
Are there any step climbs in this evening? No, there isn't any step climbs in there. We're cruising flight level 370. It's saying optimal 360, so it doesn't look like we'll be step climbing this evening. There's our top of descent coming out. Top of descent. So actually after we've started the star. The star starts at Corda.
Paris Control, Speedbird 6 Delta Papa, flight level 370.
Speedbird 6 Delta Papa, Paris Control, radar contact.
So just do a quick fuel check. Coming up on LGL 6.2, we're 6.3, so that's looking good. Fuel's where we expect it to be. Last, do you have any virtual fly gear for general aviation? Don't know what virtual fly gear is, Phil, so I definitely don't have any. You're debating on getting the Switcho radios. Virtual flight gear, let's have a look at virtual flight gear.
Air France 76 Foxtrot Golf, descend to flight level 100.
Descend to flight level 100, Air France 76 Foxtrot Golf.
Switcho radios. Is it this thing, Phil? Okay, so it's got like a, what's it, like a radio stack and autopilot controls and stuff. This is part of the reason I've been liking the wing stuff, because when you look at the price of some of this stuff, it's a little bit out of my budget range. It's very nice. No, it's got to be this stuff, Virtual Fly. Oh, that's nice. So you got that's a screen then. So you've got like almost like a G1000 PFD integrated into that. That looks like you can mount it into, yeah, okay, that's the one. Nice. Very nice. That's nice and compact, isn't it? One of my mates kind of plays around and like builds the electronics himself, uses like Arduinos and stuff, and I think MobiFlight I think is what he uses to integrate it into the to connect it into a USB, well, not to connect it into the USB port, he uses the Arduino to do that. It uses MobiFlight to be able to translate that into something that the sim can understand. More time consuming, but a lot cheaper. Have been umming and ahhing about doing some of that and getting, you know, being able to cut acrylic panels in a laser cutter and stuff like that. But the the overhead in getting your head around how to do all of that is not insignificant. So the wing stuff I like because, you know, it's plastic, but it's reasonable quality plastic. It's, I think the price is reasonable. Now what I don't think anyone's got a good handle on with the wing stuff yet is how long it's going to last, because no one's had it long enough to know how long it'll last. But Wing started life as a company that produced simulators, like proper simulators, I believe certified simulators for people to be able to train in, and then they sort of transitioned into the flight simulator peripheral market and went down the route of DCS with military simulation. So things like the FCU, the EFUS and the McDo are really a return to where they as a company kind of started life. Yeah, thus far I've been very happy with them. Been very happy with them indeed. I've got the Thrustmaster throttle and side stick. When Wing release their versions of those, I do intend to change them because they're backlit. I think they're slightly larger. They've got slightly firmer detents. I think there is, you know, none of it is so expensive, both in terms of the Thrustmaster that I've got or the Wing stuff that I'm moving to, that it feels like a complete waste of money. I did actually order the Ursa Minor side stick from Wing last week, but in a slight logistical mess up, they sent me a tap instead of a side stick. My wife was laughing at me because I stared at this tap for about 20 minutes trying to remember whether I had ordered a tap. I was fairly certain I hadn't. I think what happened is that Wing have a UK based distributor who they manufacture the stuff in China. They send it to this distributor, which is effectively just going to be a big warehouse. I'm guessing that loads of other companies do the same. So this warehouse has got loads of stuff that's being manufactured from abroad, probably in China. That's all coming to this warehouse, and then they're picking it up off and dispatching it. So my guess is that either the courier or the warehouse, I'm suspecting more likely the warehouse, truth be told, put my label on someone else's box and vice versa. So someone who ordered a tap is now staring at a flight stick that they probably have no idea what it is, and I'm staring at a tap that I have absolutely no use for. So hopefully Wing will get that sorted. I raised a query with their customer support that they were pretty responsive to. They've queried it with the factory and they're going to let me know. So a little bit of a delay. Not too frustrated because I don't actually have the mounting gear to mount it just yet anyway, so I am going to have to stick with the Thrustmaster just for now. Which again, I don't think you can see the Thrustmaster very clearly. A little bit of an aggravation, but not the complete end of the world. Look how gorgeous that looks. The Milky Way spanning above you. I don't know, but would be curious to find out whether the location of these stars and the Milky Way is accurate. As someone who spent more years of their life playing Elite Dangerous than I probably care to admit, Elite Dangerous was very good for being able to actually project the universe as it actually appears. Not beyond the realms of possibility that that's the sort of thing that Microsoft have done for Flight Simulator. We're making some fairly healthy progress now. We're sort of coming up to sort of 50% en route of our flight. A little bit of some technical glitches at the beginning, but we seem to have overcome them.
Easy 1 for Delta, contact Paris Control 125.7.
Paris Control on 125.7, Easy 1 for Delta. Paris Control, good evening, Easy 14 Delta, flight level 370.
Easy 1 for Delta, Paris control identified. Air France 9 for X-ray Delta, contact Paris control 118.05.
Center on 118.05, Air France 9 for X-ray Delta.
Phil asks, have you seen any of the force feedback yokes and joystick? The Moser one looks good. Yeah, I have seen the Moser one. I think the Moser one's the one that you can have a Airbus side stick for.
Sierra Romeo, contact Paris control 118.05.
And actually, what's interesting about that is the real Airbus side sticks have no force feedback, but apparently that Moser side stick makes, whilst it's not providing direct feedback, it's providing a level of resistance that feels real to what an Airbus side stick feels like. Yeah, you've seen a few come into the market. Moser ones competitively priced. Yeah, for a long time there were next to no force feedback sticks, and there was I remember hearing that there was some sort of patent that Microsoft owned. I don't know how true that actually is, but it's nice to see them start appearing. There's a few yokes as well. I think definitely for general aviation flying, and probably for military sims as well. I think that could be quite good. Be interesting to see when the wing yoke, they've got a Boeing yoke coming out. Now those things definitely have force feedback on them, but I'm gonna wager that yoke is gonna be £600 or £700, if not £1,000. That's a chunky bit of kit. That's one of the things that I'm liking about flying the A380 is A380. I wish A320 is the peripherals kind of feel a bit more like maybe they should. You know, you've got a throttle that isn't motorized. You've got a side stick that doesn't have feedback. The cost to do that is not terrible. Whereas a 737 replica yoke with force feedback, that's a complicated bit of kit to manufacture. It's a chunky bit of kit to manufacture as well, right? I think there's a good reason why the FENIX is so popular in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I think, Phil, you're giving me the bug to want to do a bit more general aviation flying. I've got a suspicion I'm going to want to do that in VR though, like particularly when you're flying like traffic patterns, or you're doing overhead joins, flying traffic patterns and stuff like that, being able to turn your head and actually be able to see those properly. Yeah, don't need to do that so much on the airliners.
Resume normal speed. Alpine 18 Tango X-ray.
I think we're going to get a handoff. Let's get some lights on in here. It's a nice touch as well. I don't know if you can see this, but the McDo actually lights up when you do that as well. That's a bit better. I think we've had that handoff already, haven't we?
for Delta. Contact Bordeaux Control.
Okay.
130.9er.
Bordeaux Control 130.9er, easy 14 Delta. Good night. Ooh, what's that? Oh, look at that. Plane just shot underneath us. How cool is that? Bordeaux Control, good evening. Easy 14 Delta, flight level 370.
Easy 14 Delta, Bordeaux Control, radar contact.
Oh, that's made me really happy, that has. It's nice to see Beyond ATC's come a long way. You can see that plane's running lights just sort of twinkling in the background there as well. Flying towards the Terminator.
Ryanair 72 Golf Romeo. Contact Paris Control 125.7.
Center on 125.7, Ryanair 72 Golf Romeo.
Thought that was like a light shining when I saw that plane come underneath us, but it was the contrails. It was light reflecting off the contrails. It's very cool.
Easy 14 Delta. Contact Bordeaux. Control 124.05.
Bordeaux Control 124.05. Easy 14 Delta. Good night. Bordeaux Control, good evening. Easy 14 Delta, flight level 370.
Easy 14 Delta, Bordeaux Control identified.
So we're coming up on ETP point, the point at which it's as quick to get to where you're going it is to turn around and go back to where you came from. Have a look and see. What time does it think we're going to arrive? (22:25) Zulu. A little way yet still to go. No noticeable weather to worry about. Well, we should probably have a conversation about why I've not been uploading. There's been some good news. There's been some good reasons, good things that have been happening that have been keeping me busy, and there's been some not so good things that have been keeping me busy. So for anyone who's followed the channel for any period of time, not only am I in a different room, but I'm in a completely different house. So I've moved house. We moved not far from our old house, looking for a bit more space. We've got 3 kids, the eldest of which is 19, middle born is 12, and our youngest daughter, all girls by the way, is 11. So we wanted a little bit more space. It meant when we were all at home in the old house that whilst the girls all had their own bedrooms, there wasn't a spare bedroom. So we've moved just around the corner into a slightly larger property that gives us a bit more space. We've got 2 dogs as well, so very busy household. That's a good reason, and it was about 8 months from the point in which we made an offer on this house to the point that we moved in. Not because it was horrendously bad, but we bought brand new build. The house was being built, so we had to wait for the thing to be built. We did a part exchange with the old house. It was great actually. But the packing, moving, all of the legal stuff was a pain. That was a good thing that happened. The not so great thing that's happened is we've had I've had a number of members of the family who've not been very well. My stepfather, very sadly, is terminally ill, albeit is doing a cracking job of showing the rest of us what truly living life looks and feels like. He's stayed very, very, very cheerful and really has made the most of his time. He's an inspiration, frankly, to all of us that have far less serious problems going on in our lives than what he has been contending with. So much kudos to him. My grandfather has also been unwell and has been dealing with basically a stroke. And I mean, he's 92. He's had a very good innings, but he so the combination of moving house, full-time job, busy family, some illness in the family has just meant practically uploading has just not been possible for me, and is likely in truth to be a little bit sporadic, albeit I'm determined to try and get this going a little bit more regularly. The streaming is easier to do than the videos, so I would expect to see a bit more streaming perhaps than actual filmed content. The house is also still in a bit of a state of disarray, and believe it or not, we've actually been here a year, but we've still not really completely settled yet. But I am determined to start getting content up a bit more regularly. Life has been challenging, without a doubt, to say the least, over the last year or so. Yeah. The live streams I'm going to try and do not in VR. There's two really clear reasons for that. One, it's a pain trying to stream in VR. When you've got a VR headset strapped to your face, you have no idea what's going on with your stream. You have no idea what's going on with your chat. And the second reason is it's not very engaging for you all. Like, you can see my face now. It's not very well lit. I need to sort my lighting out, but you can see my face. I can interact with you. It's not the same with a VR headset strapped to your face. So live streams, I think, perhaps with the odd exception, I think are predominantly going to be flat screen based live streams. You can see me and I can interact, and I can both do the flight and interact and manage what's going on with the stream. I'm doing it now, and
Have a good evening.
Center on 130.9er, easy 56 Romeo Alpha. Bye bye.
So I'm chatting away, not listening properly. I thought that was for me, and it's not. But plenty of the content's still going to be about VR stuff. Peripheral stuff seems to be the stuff that the videos that seem to do most well, so definitely expect to see some of that coming in the not too distant future. We've got the McDo, the FCU, EFIS left, EFIS right to review. We're very likely to have the 737 MCP on the way as well. So yeah, there's going to be plenty of gear reviews. Everyone likes a good gear review, and I like buying gear as well. Definitely still some VR content with the general aviation stuff. Live streams a little bit more on the flat screen to keep the interaction a bit better. But yeah, I miss it. I miss making the content, and I do want to get back into it, and I do want to try and get a regular uploading cadence going. So, because it's been the best part of the year. But we are back, kicking it off strong with the FENIX A320, a whole load of new gear, new boom arm as well. Very nice Elgato, like a low profile boom arm, much better than the ones that sort of come up and cut off your peripheral vision and stuff. So there's plenty of stuff to make content about, and there's going to be a little bit of a not complete change to this sim pit, but certainly some tweaks and updates to it, I would think. Phil says he's been following me since Tower Tech. Blimey. Well, that is going back some. That's a good few years ago. Sound like you've been through a lot. Life can be stressful at times. I seem like I've had a tough time keeping things together. Look, Phil, I'm good. It's a case of having to prioritise the right things for the right people. Something had to give. And for that period of time, that had to be YouTube. I'm back and I'm feeling good. Yeah, as my grandfather always said, you can't let the buggers get you down. Wiser advice than perhaps he realised when he gave it to me. Yeah, mixed bag. It's been good stuff too, like I say. Got a new job like 3 years ago as well, so it takes a while to settle into that. I massively underestimated how much disruption the moving house was going to be. The tower tech stuff, God. No one's mentioned tower tech to me for blinking ages. Right, I'm going to go and get a refuel on the Sidere. I will be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
Transavia Fort Bravo, contact Bordeaux, contrôle 130 decimal niner.
Contact Bordeaux, control 130 decimal niner, Transavia Fort Bravo.
Bordeaux Control, Air France 95 Uniform, flight level 330.
Air France 95 Uniform, Bordeaux Control, radar contact.
Success.
Easy 1 for Delta, contact Bordeaux, control 125 decimal 375. Have a good evening.
Bordeaux Control 125 decimal 375. Easy 14 Delta. Good evening. Bordeaux Control, Easy 14 Delta, good evening, flight level 370.
Easy 14 Delta, Bordeaux Control, radar contact.
Phil asking, am I okay? I'm okay, Phil. I promise you, mate. I'm good. I'm good. Life has its challenges. Oh, I was just saying that to Beyond ATC with the button held down. God only knows what he'll make of that.
Bordeaux Control, Easy 14 Delta, go ahead.
You can have some fun with Beyond ATC. Look, if you listen, see what it does to this. Bordeaux Control, Easy 14 Delta. There's some strange lights moving erratically up here. Unsure what they are.
Easy 14 Delta, thanks for the report. Please maintain your current altitude and proceed with caution.
Maintain altitude, Easy 14 Delta, Bordeaux Control. These things are getting quite close to us. Any further instructions for us?
Easy 14 Delta, roger, say new altitude.
Cancel, no new altitude, Easy 14 Delta.
Easy 1 for Delta. Roger, altitude change request cancelled.
Yeah, see, not bad, not bad. I mean, it got a little bit confused there, but to be fair, I'm well off script. Phil says, it's a shame you stopped doing hardware reviews. Yeah, I like the hardware reviews. I like doing the nice camera angles and stuff, and the motorized like camera slider. I've still got all that stuff, though. I have still got all that stuff, and I'd wager it still works, so we'll be getting back on that, I think. Horizon's well behind us now.
Easy 1 for Delta. Contact Bordeaux, control 121.25.
Bordeaux control 121.25. Easy 14 Delta. Good evening. Bordeaux Control, good evening, Easy 14 Delta, flight level 370.
Easy 1 for Delta, Bordeaux Control, radar contact.
Okay, coming up on Barcelona Control. I'm going to start getting descent instructions in the not too distant future. Believe it or not, folks, we're coming up on our destination. So waypoint Pumel is where we'll get handed over. So if we go fix info, few more. Put a little ring round Pumo. There we go. You can see that there. There's a little... I'll zoom in so you can see it a bit more clearly. Nice blue circle around Pumo. Got a nice clear indication of when we're approaching the threshold of different airspaces. Let's try and do see if I can do a slightly bigger view of the cockpit for you. It's a little bit of fiddling around and I may live to regret it, but there we go. Yeah, it's not too bad. There we go. So you can, I mean, you can see my handy cider storage spot here, very important, but that's a bit clearer, isn't it? So the FCU, EFUS, McDo, got the Thrustmaster here. You can see then that I've got this MSI display here. Obviously the monitor there, which you can't see that clearly, but what you can see just a little bit more clearly now is the iPad that I'm using. I'll turn it towards the camera. Yeah, this thing's great. So not only have I got it's got all my Navigraph stuff on it, so you can see the flight, I can see where I am, I can bring all of my charts up, etc. But not only that, but the FENIX app runs on here too, so you can do all your FENIX mass and balance stuff, your flight, your ground services. Obviously you can't do that at the moment. I can do my arrival calculations, etc, etc, etc. So I can do SimBrief on here. I can edit my flight and can do my SimBrief configs, etc. But yeah, that's it's very nice being able to do all of that. Yeah, it's like you feel nicely strapped in. It's like you've got everything at your fingertips that you need.
Ryanair 65 Foxtrot Quebec, turn right, heading 1905, vectors for Brussels South Airport.
Turn right, heading 1905, Ryanair 65 Foxtrot Quebec.
There we go. I should just set that up as a view. I've not thought to do it, but I'm going to try and get some like model aeroplanes and stuff back here. Just try and make this background a little bit more interesting. Kind of like catching the back of the FCU here, which is not really something I can practically do very much about. Scrappy bit of paper that I use to very professionally write stuff down on when I need to. Is there any benefit from having two EFUS units? Yes. Not a lot, but yes. If the the QNH is out on each EFIS unit, then the computer doesn't like it, and you get a discontinuity warning that comes up. I say this hesitantly, Phil, because in truth there's a setting that you can just sync them. But what I am intending to do, is going to take some months to build out, is I want to fly with other people. My mate Ben, who has been on this channel many times, doing both DCS content and Phasmophobia, if you can recall when I used to play that. I'd like to get a second seat so he can sit, second set of controls so he can fly, and interestingly my next door neighbour is actually an airline captain. Never met him before we moved here, become very friendly with him, and he's been round quite a few times for a few glasses of vino and a fly on the simulator. So having a second chair with a second set of controls, that's sort of my rationalisation. I could have very easily got away without the right hand EFIS. That's, I think, part of the reason why Wing sell them separately. So there's a bit of rationalisation going on there, but I think as I build out towards a two-seater cockpit, I'm actually thinking about doing like a wraparound display with projectors and stuff. Very, very, very cool stuff. That's going to take a lot of work. We're quite far away from that at the moment. I'm going to go grab another cider because we're going to start getting a lot of... I've not finished my cider. We're going to start getting a lot of instructions very quickly, and my ability to get away from the cockpit will be 0. So I'm going to do that now before we have that problem. Does also give me a chance to show you all the finest. I've moved away from bottles. You see, look, I'm slumming it with cans. Inch's medium apple cider, brewed here in the wonderful UK. We shall store that as a reserve in case we should need it. It is pretty warm in here, folks. I've got lights and 2 PCs running, and it's been a pretty warm summer's day, so I'm not going to lie, it's a tad smid toasty. Right, quarter 1 Sierra arrival. It's going to be runway 06. It might be a runway 24, to be fair. There appears to be next to no wind at Ibiza.
Control, Air Portugal 826, flight level 379er.
Air Portugal 826, Bordeaux control identified.
Very mountainous area of Spain. can't believe you've been around since Tower Tech days, Phil. That is mad. The state of those graphics looks amazing. I know we all grumble about stability and sim updates don't come as quickly as we'd like, but like, how have they done this? It's mad.
Air France 5 for a kilo Alpha, Puma 1 Zulu, runway 2 for right, report ready for descent.
Puma 1 Zulu, runway 2 for right, ready for descent. Air France 5 for kilo Alpha.
Do a quick,
5 for kilo Alpha, descent to flight
quick
level
check on the fuel situation. So Hummel is expecting us to have 4.3 tons. We're best part 4.5 tons, so we are looking good on the fuel.
Barcelona approach 135.28. Air France 5 for kilo Alpha.
A little bit of turbulence.
Bordeaux Control, Vueling 1 Hotel Quebec, flight level 370.
Vueling 1 Hotel Quebec, Bordeaux Control, identified. Easy 1 for Delta, contact Barcelona Center 119er decimal 45. Bye bye.
Barcelona Center 119er decimal 45. Easy 14 Delta. Good night. Barcelona Center, good evening, Easy 14 Delta, flight level 370.
Easy 14 Delta, Barcelona Center identified.
Okay, let's think about getting destination data loaded in. So, performance, and we're going to go to our approach. So, QNH is 1019er. Temperature is 26 degrees Celsius. Wind variable at 2 knots. Giving us 220 at 5 knots. Let's do /03. Oh, I didn't like that. Do 220/03. There we go. And Barrow. So our minimums is 639 barometric. Full flaps. Let's do arrival performance calculation. Apply the meter. So it's got variable 03. Variable 03. Landing weight is gonna be 3.5 tons of fuel left. When we land, it's 4.3 now, so we're going to lose 8 tons, and our gross weight is 60, let's call it 64 tons, so we will be 56 tons when we land. Low auto brake is going to be plenty, so let's get that on now. Nice. Okay, we are good to go. Make sure we can make all of our constraints. So, Coxes 220, which we can make. 220, IB 927. 10, which we can make. Magenta star means you can make it. Orange is not so good. 210. IB 927. IB 9 6500. Yeah, that's all good. And they may vector us in. We're looking good. There you go, Christopher 1977 says good night Christopher. Phil says he used to live in a new build. They're boiling in the summer. Yep. Hotter than the surface of the sun, Phil. We get reasonable airflow, to be fair, through the house, but with lights on, a couple of PCs running. I mean, I've got the doors open, the windows open. I'm probably gonna have a mass infestation of moths to deal with once I get off stream. But see the sacrifices I make for you folks. Coming to the edge of Spain. What I'm definitely going to have to do is a daytime flight into Future Ventura, because the approach is amazing. To be fair, the approach into Ibiza is pretty amazing as well. Need to get some like blackout blinds or something for the windows, because the problem is I get so much light in this room. The cameras oversaturate during the day, so you can't see them properly. Gone quiet with the old ATC. Well, people got more sense than to fly at this time of night, maybe.
Barcelona Center, Air France 1354. Good evening, flight level 350.
There we go.
Air France 1354, Barcelona Center identified.
Okay, we got 31 nautical miles till Corda. Got a ground speed of 480 knots. The estimate 21:52. 20 minutes feels maybe a little bit optimistic. Don't think Simbrief's estimate of 50 minutes is right either, so I'm going to guess about 30-35 minutes till touchdown. Called it S1S arrival. Don't know why Navigraph does that every time it loads. So
Easy 1 for Delta, Barcelona Center, expect Corda 1 Sierra, runway 06.
Expect Corda 1 Sierra, runway 06, easy 1 for Delta. Perfect, that's what we've already got dialed in. So we're expecting fuel of 3.7 tons at Corda, with 3.9 tons, best part of 4 tons, and we've got 8 miles to go to Corda, so we're not going to check the fuel again, that's looking good. We've reworked some of the descent logic on Beyond ATC, so it'd be interesting to see. How it does.
Ryanair 3857, contact Valencia approach 12.75.
Contact Valencia approach 12.75, Ryanair 3857.
Air Portugal 838 Zulu, contact Marseille control 120.75, bye-bye.
Center on 120.75, Air Portugal 838 Zulu, bye-bye.
Let's get Palmer control in. Barcelona Center, easy 14 Delta, request descent.
Easy 14 Delta, Corda 1 Sierra, runway 06, descend to flight level 340.
Corda 1 Sierra, runway 06, descend to flight level 340, easy 14 Delta.
Ryanair 8 for a Hotel Juliet, contact Madrid Center 118.275.
Contact Madrid Center 118.275, Ryanair 8 for Hotel Juliet.
And that, just here, is the island of Ibiza.
Barcelona Center, Portugalia 48 for hotel, flight level 380.
Portugalia 48 for Hotel Barcelona Center, identified. Lufthansa 11 Juliet, contact Barcelona approach 135.28.
Contact Barcelona approach 135.28, Lufthansa 11 Juliet.
Oh, John, how you doing? How's New Zealand, mate? Oh, he's at work. Good to see you back again, John. Hopefully you've got this video to watch after you've finished grafting. Yeah, all the best, buddy. Good to see you.
Easy 1 for Delta, descend to flight level 200.
Descend to flight level 200, easy 1 for Delta. Yeah, some more drag. Unsurprising because we've got a late descent instruction. That's put us above profile. You can see that on the green dot down here. If you look, that's the profile. It's below us, so we're above the profile at the moment. But a couple of notches of speed brake has done the job.
Slovak Travel 2 Tango Uniform, contact Marseille Control 120.75.
Contact Marseille Control 120.75, Slovak Travel 2 Tango Uniform.
So look, we got the speed brakes right up now. Trying to get some momentum out of her. Still asking for more drag, and I got nothing left to give you, I'm afraid. Oh, there we go. We're coming up on profile. I'll take the speed brake out as we come up on profile. Which does a very good job of, if you look, it's thrust idle, so it's the minimum amount of fuel burn. She's literally dropping out of the sky on momentum on whatever thrust that idle gives you. Weather's not changed. When did that weather come in? 21:30. So 20 minutes ago. We'll get another one in about 10 minutes or so. Put a bit of drag in just to slow us down a bit. And profile it just a smidge fast. Just slow us down just a little bit. Looking good. Okay, that's flight level 200.
Easy 1 for Delta, descend to flight level 150.
Descend flight level 150, easy 14 Delta. A little bit high on the profile again, a little bit speed brake just to stop us speeding up too much. Should come back on profile. There we go. On profile. Oh, shot below profile. Calm yourself. Get that speed bleeding off.
Fueling 6 Sierra Charlie, contact Palma Control approach 13 for a decimal 825.
I mean, one of the things I'd like to see beyond ATC do is just a descend via star type instruction rather than the individual kind of like incremental descents. Climb via SID, descend via star instructions would be good to see. There's the island of Ibiza.
Falling 5 Zulu Tango, Barcelona Center, expect Matex 2 Whiskey, runway 24 right.
Expect Matex 2 Whiskey, runway 24 right, Falling 5 Zulu Tango.
Easy 1 for a Delta, descend to flight level 130.
Descend flight level 130, easy 14 Delta. You can actually see the airport just there. Literally just there. Here. That's the airport. We're going to come round and circle back and then land. But that is the airport there, just on this sort of peninsula that juts out.
Welling 5 Zulu Tango, Matex 2 Whiskey, runway 24 right. Report ready for descent.
Matex 2 Whiskey, runway 24 right, ready for descent, Welling 5 Zulu Tango.
There's the airport
Welling 5
just
Zulu
there.
Tango,
Look.
descend to flight level 280.
Descend to flight level 280, Welling 5 Zulu Tango.
Easy 1 for a Delta, descend to flight level 100.
Descend to flight level 100, easy 14 Delta. Drag, we're above profile and we need to lose speed. Drag, drag,
Welling
drag.
5 Zulu Tango, descend to flight level 250.
Descend to flight level 250, Welling 5 Zulu Tango.
Easy 1 for a Delta QNH 1019er, expect the ILS X-ray runway 06 with the DMF transition.
QNH 1019er, expect ILS X-ray runway 06 with the DMF transition, easy 14 Delta.
descending, flight level 360.
Welling 6 Hotel Echo, Barcelona Center identified.
So you can see here on our arrival, we're
Delta, descend to flight level 080.
descend to flight level 080, easy 14 Delta. So we're ILS, runway 06 X-ray, with the DEMEV transition. Right, we're good. Everything's dialed in. That's a nice, easy approach for us this evening, which is good because I'm tired. Right, that's 10,000 feet.
Easy 1 for Delta, descend to flight level 070.
Descend flight level 070, easy 14 Delta. Right, landing lights are on, passenger seatbelts are coming on. Tower is going to be the tower 1185.
Easy 1 for Delta, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1019er.
Descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1019er, easy 14 Delta. Okay, tower's ready when we need it. Get the speed brake out. Going to the decel point, which is going to put us into approach mode.
Easy 1 for Delta, descend to 4,000 feet.
Descend 4,000 feet, easy 14 Delta. It's going to bring us down for 3,000 for final approach. Osnabrück is where we need to be, 3,000 feet. Fine, that's to come. Osnabrück, then it's going to descend us 2,000. I think we're good. It is a nice approach into Ibiza, I have to say.
Easy 1 for Delta, descend to 3,000 feet.
Descend to 3,000 feet, easy 14 Delta.
Easy 1 for Delta, cleared direct DMF, cross DMF at or above 3,000 feet, cleared ILS X-ray, runway 06.
Cleared direct DEMEV, cross DEMEV at or above 3,000 feet. Cleared ILS X-ray, runway 06. Easy 14 Delta. No wind at all, variable at 2 knots. So 16 miles out. See that down here. Flaps 1. Okay, we're locked on the localizer.
Easy 1 for Delta, contact Ibiza Tower 118.505. Have a good evening.
Ibiza Tower 118.505. Easy 1 for Delta. Good night. Ibiza Tower, easy 14 Delta, ILS runway 06 X-ray, 8 miles.
Easy 1 for
Clear down.
Ibiza Tower, wind variable, runway 06 clear to land.
Runway 06 clear to land, easy 14 Delta. So we are low brakes. Let's get that armed. Let's go flaps 3. Let's get ground dialed in 121930. Full flaps. One 138's final approach speed, which we're at. Going manual. A little bit low. Correcting. Gentle corrections. Get a little high. Correcting.
100 above.
Okay.
Minimum.
Continue. A little low. Correcting. Hi.
All aircraft be advised information kilo now current, QNH 1019er.
Reverses. Versus green, decel. Not a terrible landing. 80 knots. We're gonna get off here.
Easy 1 for Delta, exit left at Echo 3.
Exit left at Echo 3, easy 1 for Delta. That's Echo 3 here. And the flaps up.
Easy 1 for a Delta, contact ground 121.9er3.
Ground on 12. Oh.
Negative, ground on 121.9er3.
Ground on 121.903, easy 1 for Delta. Right, let's get landing lights off. Taxi lights. Start the APU. 3 seconds. Get that going. Right, what's that unhappy about? Yeah, I know why that is. That's because I flicked it off accidentally when we took off. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Right. Ibiza ground, easy 14 Delta, clear of runway 06 on Echo 3, request taxi to parking.
Easy 1 for Delta, welcome to Ibiza Airport, say parking or advise if need assignment.
Allocated gate is fine, easy 14 Delta.
Easy 1 for a Delta, gate 25, taxi via Tango, Golf 1.
Gate 25 via Tango, Golf 1, easy 14 Delta. Golf 1. 25's like a diagonal one. Straight off of Golf 1. Okay. And the integration with GSX still doesn't seem to work, so we'll do that ourselves. Stand 25. Safe dock. Nice. EasyJet. Oh, might want to get the old strobes off before we blind everybody. Golf 2, we want Golf 1. Ooh, I think we just overshot. Stand 2-5 here. Okay. Taxi lights off. Engines are spooling down. Get the beacon off. Get GPU cart, and we will.
The boarding requested.
Oh, deboarding from the back. That's new. Interesting. There we go, folks.
Passengers, the boarding started. About having that first front door open, that seems like a terrible idea.
I've just never seen a jetway that... Oh, look, the wings going through the jetway. Oh, you gotta love GSX, haven't you? There's the passengers deboarding now. There we go, folks. Safely at Ibiza. Few technical glitches and gremlins along the way, but we got there in the end. Phil, it's been nice to see you. John, nice to see you around again. Mega Christopher 1977, thanks for joining the stream. That's it, folks. It's getting late. I've got work tomorrow, so it's probably time to sign off. As always, I hope you're very well wherever in the world you are. Stay safe in the skies, and I will see you in my next one.